This is Radio Nepal. I'm DILA PARSAI with the news. The headlines first. All-party meeting urges main opposition CPN-UML to come to the negotiation table to resolve deadlock seen in the parliament. Meeting decides to further discuss issues of MCC Pact. Vote counting of central members of Nepali Congress on the open category concludes by electing 35 Central Committee members. Prime Minister Sherbadu Deuba says it is common responsibility of all to preserve and promote culture and civilization. And U.S. top infectious disease expert warns Christmas travel will feel spread of Omicron. Now the news in detail. The all-party meeting called by Prime Minister Sherbadu Deuba has urged the main opposition CPN-UML to come to the negotiation table to resolve the deadlock seen in the parliament. The meeting held at Prime Minister's official residence in Balwatar yesterday asked the main opposition to seek solutions through the means of dialogue and talks as the UML boycotted the meeting. Speaking to the media persons after the meeting, government spokespersons and communication minister Gyanendra Bahadur Karki said the meeting urged the UML not to obstruct the parliament anymore as it is the place to speak people's voices. The all-party meeting also discussed the endorsement of the Millennium Challenge Corporation MCC Pact through Parliament. However, no consensus was forced among the political parties. Government spokesperson Karki further said the meeting decided to move forward as having discussion on some issues among the political parties. Nepal Workers and Patients Party leader Prem Suwal said the political parties have views of forwarding the MCC only after making common view among the parties. The meeting was attended by all political parties representing the parliament except the main opposition CPN-UML. Meanwhile, the ruling alliance has formed a 3-member task force to hold discussions on the U.S. government's project MCC with other political parties. A meeting of the ruling alliance called by Prime Minister Sherbadu Deuba and Nepali Congress President took a decision in this regard yesterday. The task force comprises senior leader of CPN Unified Socialist Party, Talanath Khanal, Minister for Communications and Information Technology Gyanendra Bahadur Karki, and CPN Maoist Centre Vice Chairman Narayan Kazi Shrestha. The vote counting for the Nepali Congress Central Committee members under the open category in the 14th General Convention completed yesterday evening by electing 35 members. In the vote counting, outgoing General Secretary Dr. Shashank Koirala got the highest votes among the 35 elected Central Committee members. Dr. Koirala got 3,836 votes. Likewise, other leaders elected to the Central Committee members include NP South, Balkrishna Khat, Uday Shamsher Rana, Ramhari Khatiwada, Gyanendra Bahadur Karki, Ramesh Lekhak, Sankar Bhandari, Jip Chiring Lama, Arjun Narsingh Kesi, Gopal Man Shrestha, Mohan Bahadur Basnet, Sunil Bahadur Thapa, and Nain Singh Mahar. Similarly, Dilendra Prasad Badu, Dr. Ramsaran Mahat, Bal Bahadur Kesi, Govinda Bhattrai, Kundan Raj Kafle, Deepak Giri, Surendra Raj Pandey, Padmanarayan Chaudhary, Rajiv Thungana, Guru Baral, Sanjay Kumar Gautam, Professor Dr. Govinda Raj Pokhrel, Madan Bahadur Amatya, Ajay Babu Siwakoti, and Ganesh Lama were also elected as the Central Committee member under the open category. The Central Election Committee of the Nepali Congress said that Dinesh Koirala, Umesh Chang Rai Mazi, Mohan Acharya, Dr. Gopal Dahit, Krishna Kishore Khimide also made into the list. A total of 99 leaders had filed their nomination to contest the polls for the 35 seats. Prime Minister Sherbadu Deuba says original culture and civilization should be kept alive to strengthen national unity and integrity. Addressing a program organized in Kathmandu on the occasion of the National Japu Day yesterday, Prime Minister Deuba said it was a common responsibility of all to preserve and promote the culture. The Prime Minister urged all to assimilate the ideas of cultural coexistence and preserve the festivals, language and culture of all. Prime Minister Deuba also assured the necessary government support for the protection and promotion of festivals, art and culture. Minister for Health and Population Bidod Khatiwada has launched COVID-19 vaccination campaign for school children. Minister Khatiwada formally launched the campaign from Hetauda sub-metropolis-based Bhutan-Devi Secondary School in Makwanpur. The arrangements are said to have been made from the district level for the vaccination. The government campaign to vaccinate children aged 12 to 17 years old started yesterday in 57 districts of 7 provinces. In case of 8 districts of 3 provinces, the campaign will be held on 28th of December till 6th of January 2022. The Pfizer vaccine will be given in those districts. The 8 districts are Kathmandu, Bhaktapur, Lalitpur, Kabri, Sinduli, Chitwan, Surkhet and Tadalhura. As per the government's vaccination schedule, the second dose will be given from the 18th to 27th of January in 2022. A total of 181 new cases of COVID-19 have been reported in Nepal. The Ministry of Health and Population confirmed the number of infections while testing 9,872 samples. Likewise, 289 people recovered from the COVID-19 infections in the past 24 hours. Similarly, a person died of the virus infection yesterday, taking the corona-related death toll to 11,572 in the country so far. You're listening to Radio Nepal 8 a.m. English News Bulletin. We continue with the international updates now. U.S. top infectious disease expert says Christmas travel will increase the spread of the Omicron COVID-19 variant even among the fully vaccinated people. Dr. Fauci, who advises the U.S. government on the pandemic, said the variant was now racing through the world. Countries are tightening measures as the heavily mutated variant spreads. In Europe, France and Germany are among those to issue travel restrictions, and the Netherlands has imposed a strict lockdown over Christmas. Governments are also ramping up their COVID booster vaccination programs after researchers said the additional shot could provide around 85% protection against severe illness. The Myanmar military carried out a series of mass killings of civilians in July that resulted in the deaths of at least 40 men, according to a BBC investigation. Eyewitnesses and survivors say that soldiers, some as young as 17, rounded up villagers before separating the men and killing them. Video footage and images from the incidents appears to show most of those killed were tortured first and buried in shallow graves. The killings took place in July in 4 separate incidents in Kani Township, an opposition stronghold in Seging district in central Myanmar. The military has faced resistance from civilians since it seized control of the country in a February coup, deposing a democratically elected government led by Aung San Suu Kyi. Now, the general weather forecast for the country for today. Forecasting division says the weather is likely to be partly cloudy in hilly areas and mainly fair in the rest of the country. Kathmandu's weather report now: maximum temperature of 27.4 degrees Celsius and minimum temperature of 3.6 degrees Celsius. With this news, we have come to the end of this bulletin. But before we wrap up, the headlines once again. All party meeting urges main opposition CP and the UML to come to the negotiation table to resolve deadlock seen in the parliament. Meeting decides to further discuss issues of MCC Pact. Vote counting of central members of Nepali Congress on the open category concludes by electing 35 central committee members. Prime Minister Sherbadu Deuba says it is common responsibility of all to preserve and promote culture and civilization. And U.S. top infectious disease expert warns Christmas travel will fuel spread of Omicron. Well, that's all that we have for this edition. Our next English news edition is at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website www.radionepal.gov.np for more news and online programs. Stay tuned, stay safe, and have a good day.